Thank you for joining me. I'm going to show you these roses and side roses from my book Lush Blooms, page 30. It's actually this is my original painting. Yes, and I have it to create into a wreath like this. Okay. Okay, this morning actually I did something too. So it might be something this or this. So because I'm using two types of colors, Pastel Dreams from Prima and Classics from Prima too. I'm just using a mix of the green, and also actually I get from Decadent the green. So I did not really need to mix a lot of colors. I just use this. But before that, I have this this color mix, so I have to get them ready. So I continue from where I have stopped earlier on. This is the throat of the rose. It looks a little bit low. Yeah, but I'm going to open up the rose a little bit. Whenever it's a continuous one, this side is already dry up, so hard to make it. So I'm going to add on these side petals, and okay, I'm open up a bit more of this drop petals. We call these drop petals, and some more here. I would like it to be a little bit dark. Yeah, so I add in a bit of purple. And I can have a little bit of darker purple or darker blue. That one I get it from Decadent. Yeah, so the result will be something like this, just in case you're not sure what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm trying to create that the depth down here. Yeah, so add on a bit of darker again, darker blue, and at the same time okay, my green, I need to mix this green again from Decadent. Yeah, so just get it ready, and you have to keep washing your brush. I'm going to paint another rose right here, this side, so over here, so you can watch how I paint the side rose again. I think it should be somewhere here. Yeah, so I start with an irregular. It's not very dry yet, so I can't have my hand lower a bit. So I have some C strokes that I always teach in my class. Yeah, that they have to create that C stroke, and I pull out the paint to make it lighter. And now I'm trying to create that fold too, and the depth too. And I open up the rose a little bit. And I add in some tone again. So now I have the yeah, I have the throat, like where you see how I started from here right early on. This is how I create this part here, and I'm going to yeah, add on the drop petals now. Yes, I actually like my roses to be close, but okay, this one is a little bit too close, by the way, but it's still okay. Because they are overlapping, I want this one to look, yeah, with the shadow also. So again, with the shadow, instead of using black, I'm using a little bit of blue. Yeah, using a little bit of blue for that. When it dry up, it might look a little bit grayish. Just like this, I actually use blue, so it kind of become grayish here. Yeah, so I actually have my two roses done. They are a little bit close, so I'm going to wet it here to add in the leaves. Yeah, I can change to my bigger brush for the wash here. Yeah, but okay, I've been promoting this size quite a bit. Size 8 is what I normally use, so I'm okay, happy with just using size 8 now. And okay, I'm going to do a little bit of yeah, this one maybe no, but that one is a little bit wet now. So okay, you will see. If I didn't want it to be so wet, I can just clean off a little bit. Yeah, see, I can clean off a bit still. And I like it to be a little bit darker actually. Oops, my brush. I want it to be a bit darker here. This is how I create that wet look earlier on. This is the part that I create the wet look. Yeah. And just let the paint dry on its own now. And I add on some, wet it a little bit. Yep, if I want the side here to be a little bit misty, yeah, a bit misty. Okay, I would like to have my this okay, I think here is a little bit dry up. I can have my rose. Hope it's easy to see. Then there's another one here. And then okay, let me decide where I want to put my rose. Okay, instead of rose, I'm going to add in the little leaflets. Yeah. Little leaflets. Okay, you see that the colors over here. And okay, here is not very dry yet. I can kind of add on a little bit. Yeah, I have said it several times, but I'm not sure if you have watched my other videos, that in my floral wreath, I always tell my student to have two colors, so a darker green and a lighter green. Yeah, so it will make the wreath looks a lot prettier. I think I will add in a drop rose here. Okay, it's a bit dirty. Okay, not to worry, you can clean it off. But after cleaning, it might be a little bit wet. So I'm going to use a light pink for that drop petal. So it's easier to paint it this way. So my rose, maybe I have another one. I'm holding my brush a little bit lower. As much as I would like to teach this in my class, but usually there's not enough time to teach for this rose, because most of the time the students are spending a lot of time just to paint that rose correct. So this is how it should look like, very light. Yeah. And of course I'm trying to think how to add on different classes, what kind of classes that will benefit my students, like what other, because I believe that a lot of you have already know how to paint roses. So right now, of course, the next thing to learn is the side and drop florals like this, because it definitely add a lot of interest to your rose. Yeah. So right now you can see that it is darker already. Yeah, but I would like to give it a little bit more depth here and here. So I add on. Okay, I have to be very sure that I don't dirty it. So I add on the depth again to create, and then I just add on. So I press a little bit for that color to go down. My way of painting might be quite different from other watercolorists, because I'm a self-taught okay, if I can call myself a watercolorist, I self-taught, yeah, in the sense that I don't particularly learn these roles or what from anyone, but sometimes I do watch a little bit of YouTube too. But how I create the roles is actually my own style. So as I say, it might be a little bit different from how others paint the rose. And I'm going to turn this one also to create more depth to this. This is what I painted some time ago, and I really liked how the light and the shade. So I'm actually referring to this when I'm painting. Yeah. So you can see that there's layering. In painting watercolor, you want your painting to look good, you actually need to layer it. Yeah. So what I have taught so far in my floral watercolor, there's only one layer, because most of my students are still very new to watercolor, and to new student, you can load them with different layers, layering technique is really can be very daunting and very scary. Yeah, so if they can paint basic 2 layers, yeah, I'll be very happy. Yeah, so this is layering again. I'm layering it. Yeah, and look at this when it's dry. I'm going to add in a little bit more leaves here, because it don't look so balanced over the side. And I'm going to wet it a little bit too, so that this side has a bloom effect. The water, yeah. And I add in a little bit of the green again. So I'm mixing the paint here. Just kind of add on more leaves to my florals. again, if I didn't want it to look too, I think the colors looks quite good. Yeah, this part is drying up and you can see the effect already. And here also, yeah, the side flowers, the drop roses, I mean. Yeah, so I can add in a little bit, yeah. Okay, maybe over this side I can add in some more, yeah. And it's wet over there, so it looks kind of a soft effect, huh? Okay, quite quite happy with this so far. I will add in. Alright, I'm checking. Yeah, this is dry already. So if it's like kind of dry, you can add in a light one if you wish to. Yeah, some people don't like to have these veins done. Yeah, but I think it's quite nice to have it. And okay, this one is not dry yet, so don't add. Or else this is the effect you will get. Yeah, so don't add in first. But this part, I think there's too much water, so I am just doing a little bit of cleaning up. Yeah, I don't really like to do too much touch up on painting. That's, oh, I kind of like this effect then. Yeah, so this piece is done, and I hope you learn something from today's piece. Okay, remember you can get my book Lush and Blooms from Amazon.com book depository. From Indonesia, you can actually look out for C for Calligraphy Shop or Make with Love Indonesia. Locally, Singapore, you can get from Make with Love Singapore or from What and Go, which is also my daughter's cafe. And yeah, of course, you can DM me, but it might take a while to reach you. So, yeah, okay, thank you.